Lions fans, let's get to this Friday's news. The situation in Detroit is heating up. Marcus Davenport's status remains a big question mark for the Week 3 matchup against the Baltimore Ravens, and fans are worried. Like and subscribe now so you don't miss any updates. Davenport left the field twice in the dominant 52-21 victory over the Chicago Bears, first with an ankle injury, then returned in the third quarter, but ended up leaving again, this time with a shoulder problem. Coach Dan Campbell at a press conference this Thursday didn't bring good news. According to him, the player's condition will only be known at the end of the week as he is still undergoing medical tests. When asked if Davenport would practice, Campbell was blunt, no practice. This type of statement only increases the fans' anxiety, especially since stopping Lamar Jackson, two-time MVP and one of the league's toughest quarterbacks to tackle, will be essential to achieving victory. It's worth noting that this isn't the first time Davenport has dealt with physical issues in his career. In fact, injuries have been a constant specter since he entered the NFL. He only managed to play in more than 10 regular season games once, while still playing for the New Orleans Saints. In 2022, also with the Saints, he played in 15 games, a career high to this day. With the Lions, since signing before the 2024 season, he has already appeared 4 times and recorded 1.5 sacks, including one in the last game. Now, if he's unable to play against the Ravens, Al-Quadin Muhammad is expected to receive more playing time. It's worth noting that Muhammad already performed well when he replaced Davenport in the game against Chicago, even recording a key sack. Meanwhile, the search for depth at edge rusher is even more complicated. This is because the free agency market has practically dried up. The Los Angeles Chargers recently signed Clelin Ferrell, who had been playing for the Washington Commanders, following Khalil Mack's injury. Prior to that, the Dallas Cowboys had already signed Jadeveon Clowney to fill the absence of Micah Parsons, who was involved in a trade. These moves further restrict the Lions roster, as Dan Campbell and general manager Brad Holmes' selections indicate. Ferrell, despite being a well-known name as a first-round pick by the Raiders in 2019, has never fully lived up to expectations, accumulating just 17 sacks in 89 games. The fact is, the Lions' defense desperately needs to stay healthy to continue the momentum of their recent victory. With the offense showing potential, the key will be to pressure elite opponents like Lamar Jackson. Davenport's absence could be a major blow, but it also presents an opportunity for players like Muhammad to prove their worth and solidify their defensive rotation. The staff's confidence in not seeking less exciting alternatives on the market makes it clear that the team is banking on what it has at home. But the big question is, will that be enough in a matchup as demanding as the one against the Ravens? Leave your opinion in the comments, because this is a point that divides fans quite a bit. We're not done here yet. Stay until the end for another super important update. Before we get to this update, I want to invite you to check out a quality streaming service so you never miss your favorite NFL games, especially the Detroit Lions, as well as everything about your favorite sports, movies, and much more. The link is in the video description and pinned in the comments. Now, let's get straight to the point. An ESPN insider has raised a possibility that could change the course of the team's season. According to Dan Graziano, a respected NFL reporter, the Lions aren't officially listed among the teams expected to make the most moves before the November trade deadline, but there's one detail that puts Detroit in a very favorable position: salary cap space. While many teams are financially strapped, the Lions have the flexibility to pull the trigger on a bold move, and that space could be precisely the key to bolstering the roster in a critical area. The name that has emerged in this speculation is that of edge rusher Jaelan Phillips, currently with the Miami Dolphins, a player who raises both expectations and doubts, but who could be the missing piece to further elevate the Lions' defense. The situation in Miami helps fuel this scenario. The team started the season with an 0-3 record, which has already raised questions about the future of coach Mike McDaniel and even the performance of quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. Some analysts believe the Dolphins could be headed for a rebuild, and that would make Phillips an affordable target on the market. The pass rusher, a first-round pick in the 2021 draft, has already shown what he's capable of. He has 2 10-sack seasons in his career and was on track to repeat that feat before an Achilles injury in 2023. In 2024, a new knee injury interrupted his trajectory, but even so, when healthy, he proves why he was drafted so high. This season, for example, in just 3 games, he's already recorded 9 pressures, showing that, even without recording sacks so far, he remains a nightmare for offensive lines. His injury history is a factor, it's true, but precisely for that reason, he can be acquired at a much lower price than expected for a player of his talent. And this is where Brad Holmes and the Lions front office's big move comes in. Jaelan Phillips is in the final year of his contract, playing under a 5th-year option, and if acquired by Detroit, the cost would be just over $7 million through the end of the season, a relatively low amount for a player with immediate impact potential. Best of all, there would be no long-term commitment. If it works out, the team could negotiate a future extension. If not, they could move on without any major losses. As for what the Lions would have to send Miami in return, the projection is that a 5th-round pick in 2026 could be sufficient, considering Phillips' injury history and the Dolphins' current instability. An affordable price for someone who could transform the team's pass rush rotation. It's also worth remembering that the Lions have already had the chance to observe Phillips closely during joint workouts over the summer, meaning they know exactly what kind of impact he can bring on the field. Now, the big question for you fans: should the Lions take a chance and invest in Jaelan Phillips to bolster their defense this season? Would it be a smart bet for the cost-benefit? Or does the injury history weigh too heavily on it to be worth it? Leave your opinion in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think about this possibility. And of course, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, because it really helps bring more analysis and hot rumors straight to you. See you next time.